piece of junk.
Hi there, welcome to Trash Compactor. It's been a very long time since I have made any YouTube videos doing customizations, doing reviews. I found doing videos just became so time consuming that I just struggle to find the time to spend ages editing videos. So I'm now taking a proactive approach to my videos again. I'm going to get back into it. Part of customizing for me, it's very good for my mental health to be painting and being creative, and I do get that through my little business. It's just I've neglected that side of my hobby to allow other people to be customizing. So I thought I need to get back into customizing figures, painting my own stuff again, showing the models that I've designed and made, and just get back on board with videos. As I sort of fell out of love with it, it will be good for my mental health. I know everyone talks about mental health, but it's a very important factor of everybody's existence, especially in this day and age with everything that's going on in the States and Ukraine and all the politics and everything going around the world. It sometimes seems like a really unpleasant place to live. And there's been lots of releases which I haven't reviewed. I've got them. I've popped and boiled figures for my own customization jobs, as you can see, taking heads off Acolyte figures, great Jedi bodies. Is that an Acolyte? No, that's an Acolyte. Yellow, of course. And making various heads and things to go on retro bodies, which I love doing. I just think if the body's there, use the body, stick a head on it. You know, doing like Vader heads, and I've got my bamboo printers. I've got several of them, so I've been making a light up table Death Star in various sizes. Trying to prototype that to figure out which one would work well for a tabletop. As you can see, oh, it's a hand with no legs. So see the scale, trying to get one for like a tabletop, so just downsizing and playing around with those. And then I've redone my Emperor hollow in hard plastic for the light to go on. So I think that works quite nicely. Same with these as well. The idea is hologram work. So all these different things which I have totally neglected to do a video about, like my Hoth cave and things like that. So that's what I'm going to try and get back into. I'm not very good at blowing my own trumpet and self-promoting, going, oh look, I made this. It's just, I'm just not that kind of person. So I thought I'd get back into it. I've just had a delivery, and I'm hoping this is what I think it is. Always be careful with a knife, because probably score whatever's under there. So I believe this has come from, this is actually Hasbro Pulse. And us folk here in the UK ordered at the same time as everyone else in the States, but again, what happens is, whoops, not the camera, us Muppets over in the UK, we have to wait a month of Sundays to get the same stuff that you get. So when people in the States get theirs, we have to wait about 6 months later to get ours, and it's already been discounted and reduced and on sale in Target before we even get it. We paid for it full price. Very frustrating. I don't know why Hasbro just can't send them all out at the same time to everybody. There's got to be some logistical way of doing that, rather than making people who paid at exactly the same time wait so long for things to come out. So as you can probably see from this, it is the retro figures. And these are the long awaited ones, where it seems like they actually did listen to fans, and rather than just doing complete reprints of vintage figures, ta-da! I finally got my hands on the retro figures. So again, always get 2 of everything, one to open, cut up and chop up, and one to keep the box and hang up. I've 3D printed myself little racks, so if I just quickly show what I've got. So in my office, where I've got all my figures and stuff, I've made figure hanging racks, so I can hang them up in collections around my office. I think that works quite nicely. I wouldn't recommend basically keeping figures like this, because my dusting schedule is a freaking nightmare. Absolute nightmare. But as you can see, hanging up in their respective groups, stuff around. I do need better shelving because I've seriously run out of room. But yeah, there we go. Little sneak peek at my office setup. So my plan is to get back into videos. I'm just going to have a look at these because they've all been reviewed by people all over in the US who had them ages ago. And of course, as I said, we've waited forever. It is quite nice to get them. I'm going forward, I'm just going to do one-shot videos and then literally slice them. I got myself a decent mic because part of the problems I always had when I was doing a video, excuse me, I would edit out any coughs, any splutters, I'd have a kid next door playing football, and the microphone on my camera, on my phone, literally picked up all that, and I would have to re-record the audio afterwards. So I'd edit it all and then redo videos and redo the audio, and it just became a chore, a massive chore. So I've got myself a microphone. I'm wired up, but yeah, so to get back into it, I thought I would have a look at these, get them opened up. And first impressions, these are exactly what I was expecting. Funnily enough, oh, I was going to say I've just been diddled. I love the boxes. I think they're really nice. I've got all my others scattered around. Shame they didn't do boxes for Ahsoka and stuff like that. Book of Boba Fett figures. So here we go. I've got my 6 figures. And I'm going to say exactly the same as everybody else. I think Dr. Evazan is nice looking figure. Find it very strange that they've popped in 2 blasters. They're not usually very good at applying couple of accessories, but it's a nice card back. I've heard the stickers come off a lot easier now. I'm not really bothered, but oh my god, look at that. That is insane. God, the effort you used to have to go to that people went through with lighter fluid and IPA and all that malarkey. Peel straight off. I noticed they have changed the degree of wornness on the cards, and they're all unpunched as well. So if you are someone who likes, it's a shame they put this on, but I sort of get it. I wonder if you could literally grab a black pen, colour it in. Yeah, but oh god, can you imagine sitting there and colouring that all in? If you've got children, I guess you could get them to do it for a fun weekend project, but yeah, there we go. So, Dr. Run. Yeah, quite like him. I think that's quite impressive. It's quite nice that they've actually revisited, redone old characters in a new format. Pretty much what all us customizers and 3D print people have been doing for, well, I've been doing it for the last 6 years now. I think my Etsy shop's been around 7 years, but I used to sell Blade Runner newspapers, so I still sell Blade Runner newspapers, but that's how my Etsy shop started. And then when I got made redundant during COVID, I was doing this as a hobby, and then I started. And then a lot of other people have followed suit. They used to be my customers, and then they would start doing some designs and they'd do it, and it's just grown that way. So there's lots of various options and people about. I think out of the two blasters, jumping back to this, I don't like that in the slightest. No, don't like that. Yeah, black one's better. So I think the gun I make is probably even a little bit more screen accurate, but the only problem with the one I've made is they would never be able to cast it, like injection mold it, because just going through my drawers, so excuse the noise. Yeah, there's my blaster. That's the one I have for my Doctor Zone figure. So it's very similar. If that works in his... Oh, it does. Yeah, cool. Oops. Yeah, so mine's got the scope on the side. They'd never be able to injection mold that. It's floating areas, so that's why they've done it as a... Mine actually fits better than theirs. And it's nice to see they've got the flat hand and they've got the grip hand. It's not just a mirror image, they're different, which I quite like. That's the uniqueness of Star Wars figures, and they all fit in the exact stance. The arms have got the slight curve and the kink, so that's good. And then that's when we move on to the Rebel Fleet Trooper, which, from what I've seen in previous videos, this is not my favourite. I think Pro Customs and Stun Solo have done better jobs. The only problem is I find the stance a little bit straight up and down. I don't know what it is. And of course they've stuck in the old blaster as Kenner would have done, which of course makes total sense. But yeah, it's not bad. Probably make quite a good hand body actually if you took that off and stuck on a hand head, because it's very Han Solo or Lando Calrissian when he stole Han's clothing. Could stick stripes down the side, body. Oh, Dr. Ezevan would be I think he's Evazan, Dr. E. I would have called him Pigface or something back in the day. Stands okay. So yeah, that's the Rebel Fleet Trooper. I'll move these out the way. And then of course, Walrus Man, which is an exact duplication. I think it's a complete resculpt. There's an awesome guy, seen his Instagram, can't remember his name, it's terrible name. He redesigned them, he's designed all these. But that's exactly how it was when I was a kid. So I don't think they smell the same, as it's different plastic. They smell the same as when you were a kid. Nostalgia. When I got him, I just thought he was awesome. So, Walrus Man. And then, oh, here we go. Not sure. I like the body. It's very holiday special looking look. I get it, feet as everyone else has said, just a bit big. But hey ho. So what I'll probably do with this, I'll pop and boil them. That head will go on this body, those hands will go on here, and ta-da, that's how it should have been done. Paint that orange. That's exactly what's going to happen with this guy. He's got like a Princess Leia blaster. Interesting. I want a medal. Forgot. Oh, it's a tiny medal. Gosh, surely it's a bit bigger than that. Yeah, that's a bit poor. Scale's a bit wrong. I do have a medal over here I could probably put on him, I wonder if that would work. Nah, it's a bit big. Yeah, a bit too big. I'll wear that. So, Luke, with his medal. It needs to be gold. Stick Walrus Man back there. And then, very excited about this. I do like Stormtroopers. Can you imagine if they did a retro pack where they put the Stormtroopers in, Death Troopers, Sand Trooper, and just did like a 6-pack of troopers. Go like hotcakes. I would order a ton of them. Can't beat army building. So I feel, is there a weapon? Have I lost? Is there only one weapon in the Sand Trooper pack? Yeah, there was. It's Hamlet's got 2, of course. So I would assume, I'm wondering which hand that would go in. Does he hold it side? It's weird, the bent arm. Yes, it's not really long enough for him to actually hold it. It's weird, the bent arm. Why? Why do the bent arm? That would have been so good if it was just straight. Such a weird thing to do. Bent arm. The hands are obviously meant to grip something, but I guess it's for when they're riding on the dewback. Would that be it? And that holds the reins, and that holds the weapon. That might be why they've done it. Okay, that is an interesting thought. Stick some reins on my dewback. Available in my store. So I'm assuming that the reason why his arm is bent then is for holding the reins, which would be very interesting. Oh my goodness, it is. Oh my goodness, it's going to pop off. But then the straight arms hold the reins, so not sure. Yeah, see, that doesn't really. I suppose you could lift it a bit and pop it on. Does that work? Is that why they've done it? Possibly. Not 100% sure as to why it's got bent on. But anyway, last but not least, Hannon Stormtrooper Disguise. Now, of course, the one I've got, I always got from Stan Solo, and that was a great version of the figure. So it's interesting that they've, after all this time, finally done it. We had the original Luke with the awful soft and squishy. It's a very they really don't do Han Solo much justice with his chunky thick necks, do they? You know, Harrison Ford, quite a handsome man, but never has a thick chunky neck like that. I think the worst figure is probably the Jabba figure. But again, bent arm. Why? Why the bent arm? It's so random. And there's no black detail around his neck. Stormtroopers have black collars. I guess they didn't do that on Luke, so they're just keeping it the same, aren't they? And I feel it's like a longer weapon for the Sandtrooper. I don't actually remember Han ever having a long blaster like that in the film, so that is interesting. Why? Anybody else remember him having a long blaster? He'd probably just join my collection of Stormtroopers, to be honest. Yeah, all fits fine. Like another Stormtrooper. Is pretty cool. So there we go. I've got my little, finally, after a very, very, very long wait, finally got my figures from Hasbro. And I think I grabbed another box from SAF as well, and in demand. So I've got a few to customise because I've got ideas for all of these. So all in all, I don't think they're as horrendous as everybody's made out. I just don't get the bent arms. They started to do that towards the end and start developing horrendous poses, but I think when you look at the way Dr. E stands compared to my wonky Rebel Fleet Trooper, he's got one leg longer than the other. Great. And also it looks like Luke has one leg longer than the other, which is pretty poor. But then I guess when they're on stands, you never notice. Never had that problem with Kenner figures. It would look better if they were just a little bit wider legged. Those they could relax over time, but the trouble is with this new plastic, when you do try and heat it and mould it, it just goes back to where it was. The thing about the Kenner plastic is that it could actually bend it and it would actually stay. So there we go. There is the figures. I think they're all right. I think it's a nice box. Add to the collection. Should have arranged them in the same order they come on the box. Still not 100% on like his lesbian sister or something. No, not Leia. Don't know. But yeah, all in all, not bad. Even though it took so long. Interesting comparing Han to a normal Stormtrooper to see the difference. There is a sculpt difference. There obviously. Use a standard Stormtrooper body, it's totally new. But okay, well there we go. So hopefully this is going to be the start of a load of videos that I'm going to start doing. So if it's not as polished as my other ones, it's just I'm just not going to spend hours editing. It's just I just can't afford the time. So hopefully my mic's worked, and when I play this back it's good, and if it's good I'll put it online. So thanks for watching, and got any ideas for any other videos, by all means stick them in the comments, like and subscribe, and I hope to catch you all soon. So that's me checking off. Cheers.
piece of junk.